Hi guys, YSO256, back with another video. And today we're returning back to the Fanos in Dragon Ball timeline with the second chapter in this series. So, without further ado, let's give you a recap of the previous part. So, when we began, Fanos had been teleported away from his universe as it was being destroyed. He then found himself in a different reality in space and was arrested by the Frieza Force, taken towards their master. He was then forced to work for the Tyrant and train a young Prince Vegeta. Years had then passed, with Fanos working for the Tyrant, and he, alongside Vegeta and Nappa, had been tasked to go to Earth after having heard about the Dragon Balls on Raditz' scouter. They then travelled to Earth, and the Z fighters met them up in a wasteland, and they were preparing to fight. Vegeta had asked Nappa to plant the Cybermen, but then Fanos had told him he was fighting instead. We then left off with Fanos in front of the Z fighters, preparing to face them down, and that is where we begin things today. So, let's begin with part 2. So, we begin things with Fanos facing the Z fighters, but he's not in a fighting stance. Even though the Z fighters are ready to battle him, he simply turns towards Prince Vegeta and says, "Prince, I have to admit, those pets you have are fun, but I think I have my own beings that can do the fun for us." He then strokes the Soul Stone on his gauntlet and conjures up 3 beings from his previous Black Order. These are, of course, Ebony Maw, Constantine Midnight, and Corvus Glaive. The 3 members bow towards their master, and Ebony Maw speaks. Master, thank you for bringing us back, sire. I want revenge on that Iron Man. Fanos simply raises a hand and says to his minions, "I'm afraid, my children, that the Avengers are destroyed. We are not in our universe, and I am ordering you to take these beings down." Prosna Midnight and Corvus Glaive agree to do so, and so does Ebony Maw. They then go into battle with the Z fighters, and it seems like they're evenly matched. Vegeta then decided to check Thanos' minions' power levels with his scouter, and he is shocked at what he sees. The female is at 5,000, but she was shocked. That was even stronger than Nappa. He then checked the guy with a blade, and it was even more shocked. 20,000? That was even higher than his. But he was shocked, and he scanned the guy who could use telekinetic powers. His power level was 5. 5? But he was confused. Was this guy holding back his power? Was the scouts not able to detect his true power level? Ebony Norden snarks at Vegeta, and at a glance, for a brief moment, shows off his true power. The scout then breaks, but before it does, Vegeta reads a number, and he is terrified at what he sees. 500,000? What? That's equal to Frieza! Vegeta is shocked, but at the same time in his mind, he's preparing a plan. Maybe with Fanos and his henchmen, they could take down Frieza once and for all. Fanos' men then kill the Z fighters, sparing Gohan and Krillin. For you see, it was never Thanos' plan to wipe out full civilizations entirely. No, he always left half of them alive. For you see, he wanted to ensure that hunger would not go throughout the universe. And so, that was the reason why he had ordered his men to spare Gohan and Krillin. Nappa is angry at this though, and simply yells at Fanos. "Fanos! How can you let them escape? We must kill all of them!" Fanos just ignores the Saiyan, causing Nappa to get enraged even more. The giant Saiyan then fires a giant break cannon at Gohan and Krillin, but before the blast connects, it's deflected into space by Goku, who has arrived on the battlefield and seen all of his friends dead. He then powers up, outraged, and body slams Nappa, causing his spine to break. Vegeta then looks at Nappa and is pathetically annoyed at him. Nappa then stares at Vegeta and begs him to help. "Vegeta, help me! Give me your hand!" Vegeta then smirks, takes Nappa's hand, and throws it into the sky just like he does in the original. However, before he can finish him off, Fanos uses the Space Stone to travel to Nappa and save his life. Vegeta is a little bit annoyed at this, but he simply just sighs and goes into battle with Goku. Meanwhile, Fanos is healing Nappa and tending to his injuries. He then speaks to his men, and Nappa as well. "We gotta get you back to base and to a healing pod, Nappa. You've got serious injuries." Before Nappa passed out, he simply cried out in confusion and outrage, "But Vegeta, he tried to kill me." Nappa then passes out, and Fanos turns to his men, informing them they're returning to space. "I shall be informing Lord Frieza about Vegeta's betrayal." Fanos then uses the Space Stone to support himself, Nappa, and his henchmen back to Frieza Planet 79. Vegeta then has his fight with Goku, and it happens the same, just like in the original. He is then defeated and gets back in his space pod, preparing to head back to Planet Frieza 79. But little does he know of the terror of Frieza, who is waiting for him to give him the ultimate torture that he deserves for his betrayal to the Frieza Force. And there we go, guys. So that's going to be the end of part 2. When we return, we will begin with the Frieza saga in this What If. So, what do you think will happen? Do you think Nappa will get stronger? Will Vegeta be killed by Frieza? And will the Z-Fighters be able to get their wishes and bring their friends back to life? You'll just have to find out in the next part. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.